Hey everyone, it's Dr. Rovtar here again with you for another edition of Storytime. This week's story is an Italian story. It's called The Bell of Atri. A long time ago in Italy, there was a good king who wanted all the people in his kingdom to be treated fairly. He asked for a tower to be built in the town of Atri and a fine bell to be hung in it. When the bell tower was finished, the king came to see it. All the people of Atri gathered at the market square. This bell is for everyone in the town, the king explained. The bell rope is long enough for any man, woman, or child to reach. If someone treats you badly, you only have to ring the bell, and one of my judges will come right away to set things right and see that justice is done. The people of Atri were very grateful to the king. Sure enough, as the king promised, a judge came whenever the bell was rung. Every injustice was put right at once, even the troubles of the smallest child. As years went by, people learned that it was best to be kind and fair toward each other. The bell of Atri was hardly rung at all. One morning, the mayor of the town was walking past the tower and noticed that the bell rope had frayed away at the end. "We must replace the rope," the mayor told his secretary. "The king insisted that it should be long enough for every man, woman, and child to reach." "But there isn't a rope maker in Atri," said the secretary. "I shall have to send for a new one to be made elsewhere." "Then that's what we'll do," agreed the mayor. "In the meantime, I have a long grapevine growing in my garden. It's very strong. You can cut a piece and repair the bell rope with that and make sure it hangs low enough for the smallest child to reach." So the secretary cut a length of the grapevine in the mayor's garden and attached it firmly to the bell rope. The very next morning, everyone in the town was awoken by the bell ringing loudly. They dressed themselves and came rushing into the square. To their surprise, they saw a lame old horse trying to eat the leaves off the grapevine. Each time he tugged at the vine, he pulled on the bell. The judge arrived, still buttoning up his coat. "Who rang the bell so urgently?" he said. "It's a bony old horse looking for a bite to eat," said a woman in the crowd. "Look at his dirty coat and skinny ribs. I've never seen such a starved, neglected animal." "Who does he belong to?" asked the judge. The town postman stepped forward. "I know this horse," he said. "He used to belong to the old soldier who lives on the hill. He carried the soldier into battle many years ago and even saved his master's life. When they came home from the war, he worked on the soldier's farm until he was too old and weak to pull the plow. But instead of giving him a stable and a well-earned rest, his master turned him away and left him wandering without a home, living on whatever he could find to eat along the roadside." The judge listened with a frown. "Bring the old soldier here," he demanded. The old soldier was brought to the market square. He was very puzzled to see the whole town gathered around a half-starved, miserable-looking horse munching on a grapevine. "Is it true that you unfairly abandoned this horse who served you well for many years?" asked the judge. Then the old soldier looked again and recognized the poor creature. He nodded and hung his head in shame. "I order that you take him home, give him a comfortable stable, and feed him well," said the judge. "He has a right to be cared for kindly until the end of his days." The old soldier agreed. "I see that I have treated you most unfairly, my friend," he said to the horse. "I promise you'll be well looked on from now on." The judge smiled with satisfaction. "The king will be pleased to hear that even a horse may pull the bell of Atri to see that justice is done," he said. Then the old horse nuzzled his master happily, and the good people of Atri cheered. A good story with a great ending. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I look forward to joining you for another story soon.